Good afternoon, and welcome to the Stowe Weekend of Hope, the remote edition. I'm sorry we can't be together this weekend, but the current crisis we're all going through makes it perfectly understandable. I have to be honest with you, I find it much easier to speak before hundreds in a live audience than to try to speak into a small cell phone, so bear with me on this. Anyway, my name is John White, and I was scheduled as a presenter for prostate cancer immunotherapy to offer hope and inspiration to the countless others that will be inflicted with this insidious disease. I have a featured medical editorial by Ivanhoe Media and an information sheet on Foundation Medicine and the services they provide for genetic and next-generation genomic sequencing to be aired at the 5 o'clock time slot as well. I'll start my presentation with a brief bio. I'll discuss my diagnosis and finish with a somewhat simplified explanation, if that's possible, of genetics and genomics and how it could help you with your diagnosis. I'm from North Attleboro, Mass. I've been married for 39 years with 2 adult children and my faithful dog, Sydney, who's 11 years old. I'm 65 years old and retired for the past 8 years after 33 years in biotechnology as an engineer in flow immunocytometry research, of which we developed and tested reagents and monoclonal antibodies for use in the field of immunology, and of which I have been a recipient for 5 years now. I'm a patient advocate for several foundations, and I speak across the country for awareness, early detection, and immunotherapy for prostate cancer and many other forms of the disease. My work is to include my advocacy work for Foundation Medicine genetics and next-generation sequencing. I also work with the Cancer Research Institute for the Advancement of Immunotherapies, Tufts Medical Center Cancer Center in Boston, Mass., Tufts Molecular Oncology Research Labs under the direction of my medical oncologist, Dr. Paul Matthew, MD, and a specialist in genitourinary cancers with an expertise in prostate cancer. I'm a program mentor for the Livestrong YMCA exercise and support program for all cancer patients and survivors. And a special call out to my Livestrong family in Foxborough, Mass. I love you all. I have several newspaper articles, editorials, publications, and TV commercials about my unprecedented case, and I'm happy to share any of it with those interested, and I'll provide my email address at the end of the presentation for those with any questions to reach out to me. My cancer journey started in January of 2014 when diagnosed with metastatic prostate cancer stage 4 and had maybe a few years with current treatment. I was immediately put into a barrage of conventional treatment options to include 4 cycles of chemotherapy, Lupron, which is a hormone deprivation treatment, steroids, and a host of others to slow down progression. Unfortunately, I didn't respond to any of this, and the decision was made by my urologist, Dr. Tony Luongo, and my MO, Dr. Matthews at Tufts, to remove my diseased prostate gland by robotic prostatectomy. Something not typically done with metastatic disease, but warranted in my situation due to a unique pathology of my tumor. It was sent to Foundation Medicine for complete genomic sequencing with their CDX panel to test for mutations and was found to be a neuroendocrine differentiation with lymphocytic infiltration. What did this mean? It meant I might have a couple months to live now. The unique testing matched my pathology to a database of select treatment options and clinical trials ongoing. 3 checkpoint inhibitor immunotherapy drugs were on that list. Although not FDA approved for prostate cancer, my MO arranged for a trial of pembrolizumab, Keytruda, and within 3 months of infusions, I started to show disease regression from CAT scans and blood work. I've been on this for 48 infusions over 4.5 years now, with a period end date of a total of 50 by year's end. I am currently classified as long-term, durable clinical remission, no evidence of disease. Thanks in part for the medical technology advances in precision-targeted treatments and therapies. Folks, we are in an era of, in just in the last 5 years, where some of these treatments can control cancer to prolong your life with quality and treat it more of a chronic illness instead of a death sentence, as we all think. I'm a living example of that and truly blessed. Immunotherapy is not a magic bullet for all, and less than 20% respond, but it is the future of cancer treatment to understand how our own immune systems can be programmed to identify and destroy cancer cells with proper identification of these said cells. Genetic and genomic sequencing plays a very integral part of whether you might be a candidate or not. They are very different. Genetic is testing for semantic germlines that are passed down through family genes and determine if an individual might be susceptible to a specific form of cancer in their lifetime, done typically with blood and saliva samples. Genomic sequencing, on the other hand, is testing of the actual pathology tissue to test for DNA mutations carried in the tumor itself, and upon identification, can be matched to a database of possible treatments. In my case, I carried a very rare prostate pole mutation called the gene that encodes DNA polymerase epsilon, essential for proofreading DNA replication and a marker for immunotherapy. I also didn't fit most of the criteria for checkpoint inhibition in the form of PD-L1, a key marker. I was also MSS, which is microsatellite stable. I was P10, PTEN, TP53, VS411, and MMR. But I did have a marker that would dictate my success with immunotherapy in what's called an HBM, a high-burden hypermutation pathology. I had several conversations with researchers in my pipelines and those at Tufts, Dana-Farber, and Mass General, and validated the significance of hypermutated tumors in all cancers and the possible favorable response from an assortment of new and upcoming immunotherapies for all patients. In ending, I just want to say never ever give up the fight. Have hope, keep a positive frame of mind always, live for the day and never beyond. Stay active with exercise and proper diet. And as my inspirator, the late Stuart Scott, quotes, "You beat cancer by how you live, why you live, and the manner in which you live." God bless you all. Thank you very much. And I'll provide you with an email for anybody that wants to contact me. This would be my email address. It's jcwhite423@gmail.com. Thank you.